dark for up to 20 hours a day. During the summer, it can be daylight for up to 24 hours a day, so you can't sleep. One of the national dishes is rotting shark. They eat herring for breakfast, and it's ridiculously windy. Why would you come to Iceland? Well, you don't get these everywhere in the world. Like Madagascar, Iceland is totally different from anywhere else on the globe. They've both got their own unique landscapes. Here it's harsh volcanic mountains, glaciers and geysers. They both have friendly, if eccentric, people. But whereas Madagascar is over 6,000 miles away, Iceland's just around the corner. You can take a 3-hour flight to what seems like a different planet. You fly into Reykjavík, Iceland's capital, and where over half the population live. This isn't saying much, though, because Iceland is almost as large as England, but has a population of just 300,000, about the same size as Wolverhampton. It's the most sparsely populated country in Europe. It might put a hole in your savings, but I can assure you, Iceland is going to be a lot of fun. I'm using Reykjavík as my base and exploring the surrounding area with my Viking guide Ragnar. This day trip costs about £50 and is known as the Golden Circle. We're heading towards the geysers, 2.5 hours inland from Reykjavík, but there's loads to see along the way. You just stop at the side of the road and you get a view like this. You don't drive far out of Reykjavík before you really are in provincial Iceland. And on the side of the road, I got to meet some real locals. So these are as pure as you can get?
Yes, it's the same breed of horses, cows and sheep from the settlement.
Horses have always been really important to Icelanders, used in farming and transport since they settled 1,200 years ago. After the 10th century, there was a ban on importing horses to prevent equine diseases coming to Iceland, so they really are an ancient breed. No crossbreeding has happened at all?
No, not for the last 1,000 years.
So they're almost as pure as you Vikings?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Would now be a good time to ask you about the horse meat that I've heard about in Iceland.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
It's not these, though.
Not tonight.
Oh no, it is these.
We eat the horse meat, and that is very similar to beef, but it is softer.
Oh.
What are you?
How could you eat? Well, okay.
How could
Horses for courses. Okay, so you eat rotten shark.
Yes.
You eat sheep's testicles.
Yes.
You eat singed ram's heads.
Yes.
And you eat horses.
Yes.
You are a Viking.
Yes.
We're just on the outskirts of Hafnarfjörður, and according to Ragnar, this is the kingdom of the hidden people. The hidden people are elves and spirits who live in rocky outcrops like this one, and 8 out of 10 Icelanders believe in them. Really. And you believe in them as well?
Yes, I do.
Why? Are you a bit bonkers? It must be all the daylight and all the darkness.
No. I have had experience of the hidden people and the ghosts in the past.
But I used to think I could fly as well when I was about 7.
Yeah, okay. But you look scary now.
Yeah, I'm scared of you now. But who could blame Icelanders for believing in elves and magic in a land which can literally explode? Whoa! Geyser here near Gullfoss is the oldest known geyser in the world, and it gave its name to all the others. It used to explode 60 metres in the air, but it's been dormant for a while now. Nearby Strokka, however, still erupts all the time. She's teasing us! It's the only remaining geyser of note in Iceland and explodes to heights of around 20 metres, which is still pretty impressive. It's so exciting!
Is it?
How ridiculous! Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! They're so beautiful and so mysterious looking. It's time to say goodbye to Ragnar, and from here it's only an hour away to the glaciers.
You know, you imagine Iceland in your head. Come on, tell me that's not what you think of. And it's bloody gorgeous! Look!
Over 1/10 of the country is covered by glaciers. This is Langjökull, the second largest, 100 kilometres northeast of Reykjavík.
I feel like I'm part of a James Bond movie. And those are the baddies! Gotta get away!
For £40, tours will bring you from the capital to see all of this.
Look at that. The land of the Vikings.
Iceland's landscape can't fail to impress. And now it's time to see if the same can be said of its nightlife. Iceland has a reputation for being pretty expensive to visit. Accommodation is fairly reasonable, starting at £40 a night. But if you want to go out and have fun, it's going to cost you a packet. I'm starting with a meal out. So what's on the menu? Got to taste a bit of the local food. So we've got here reindeer carpaccio with grain mustard vinaigrette, grilled steak of whale. I think I'll give that one a skip. Here we've got a puffin party. I'm game for any party. Let's give it a go. Right, time for my Delia Smith moment. It's got some liver flavours. It's actually really nice. I don't know if I could eat it every day. I guess the puffin's quite happy about that. The puffin cost £40, so eating cute seabirds isn't cheap, and neither was the rest of the meal at over 70 quid. Next, to explore Reykjavík. It's surprisingly compact, not much bigger than a small town in the UK, but there are loads of great clubs and bars. People are incredibly friendly as well, and it feels safe, despite the fairly high levels of debauchery. A beer costs £8 here, so most people have a few before coming out. This is Organ, one of Reykjavík's many nightclubs. It's free to get in, but there's always a queue at the weekend.
I was expecting electro pop!
Reykjavík's music scene is famously diverse and vibrant. Music is important to these Vikings, and they're all a bit mad. But they're very friendly.
This is my first night in Reykjavík, and I'm just captivated by the energy of everybody.
If you go one party one night and you have a great time with people, the night after they are very good friends of you.
Yeah.
You want them to go home and say, I really like that one.
You must come back.
Yeah, usually they do.
Can I be your friend now?
Of course.
I can come back, I've got a phone number. Woo!
I'm pleased for.
He's spoken for, it's fine.
Put it this way, these Icelanders know how to party. What's really nice actually about a venue like that is the complete mix of people in there. You've got grunge, you've got punk, you've got electro house, you've got thrasher guitar, everything, all mixed, and everybody just loving it. Lots of headbanging as well. My final day, and I've heard that the people here have found another superb way to enjoy their volcanic landscape. The place to go is the power station, of course, with a spa though. Just 45 minutes outside of Reykjavík is the famous Blue Lagoon. Well, I can honestly say I've never bathed in the overspill of a geothermal energy plant before. Very cold out here. The water comes from 2,000 metres underground and the heat's used to power Reykjavík, but it's also fantastic to wallow in. 99% of Iceland's electricity is made by renewable energy sources like this, and there's so much geothermal energy in Reykjavík that even the pavements and the roads in the city centre are heated, which is just as well considering how cold it can get in the winter. Ingi Gunnar Olofsson is the manager here, and he's got a family connection to the Blue Lagoon as well. Who came up with this idea?
Well, the first frequent bather he's actually related to me.
Really?
Yes, and it was in, about 1980. He had this terrible condition of the skin called psoriasis.
Yes.
He tried everything for it, and nothing seemed to work. So he asked the foreman at the plant if he could come and bathe in the water, which he did, and he noticed the immediate effects on the symptoms. And after frequent bathing, about 3 to 4 weeks, all the symptoms were almost faded away. So that's how it began. And now the Icelandic healthcare system runs a clinic here, and people from all over the world come here for treatment.
Gosh, back to your ancestors.
Yeah.
Clever lot, you Vikings. Blue Lagoon silica mud mask. Silica mud is one of Blue Lagoon's active ingredients. It exfoliates and cleanses, leaving the skin soft and revitalised. Apply and leave on the skin for 5 to 10 minutes and then rinse off. Give it a go. The thing is, is, because Iceland has been geographically isolated for so many centuries, it really is quite unique. And the people are quite unique, and the place is beautiful but surreal. And this just typifies it, really. A geothermal spring, the byproduct of an energy plant. I better look younger after this.